What's happening, everyone? It's Friday, it's time for another lick lesson, and this time I've got one of my favourite drummers to show you, a guy called Jost Nickel. Now if you don't know who Jost Nickel is, go check him out. He is your new favourite drummer. He's got everything. Grooves, chops, sound, feel, everything. This lick is a little bit involved, so check out the PDF below and follow along. So let's get straight to it. So the lick itself is based around a Steve Gadd inverted double stroke thing. Now, if you've ever learnt Chucky's in Love or watched any Steve Gadd YouTube lesson, this comes up all the time. So Steve Gadd plays it right, left, left, right, right, left, left, bass, snare, which is the start of the pattern again, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, bass, bass. So Jost Nickel is a huge Steve Gadd fan. He's based his whole sound off him. He plays quite low to the head, kind of similar to Steve Gadd. He's got a very similar kind of licks and chops. He's just added some little of his own spice to it. So the Steve Gadd one is ever played Chucky's in Love, heard Steve Gadd solo, he does that all the time. Now when I first tried to learn this lick, that's what I thought it was. And I was playing it and I was writing it out and it didn't make sense because it didn't end in the correct place. And then what I noticed was that Jost, on the video you can see his hi-hat lift and he adds one note. So we've gone from an 8-note phrase of right, left, left, right, right, left, left, bass. We're going to add a stepped hi-hat with the left hand, with the left foot, sorry, and we're going to get a 9-note phrase. So the whole phrase on its own, really slow, no subdivisions, sounds like this. The first note of each time you play that, we go snare, tom, tom. So it sounds like this. If I do 3 of them, again, no subdivision, no tempo or anything like that. So this phrase is 9 notes long and Jost plays it as 16th note triplets. Now, in a whole bar of 16th note triplets, there are 24 because you divide each quarter note into 6. 1 triplet and triplet, 2 triplet and triplet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 24. Now 9 plus 9 plus 9 makes 27. So this fill goes longer than a whole bar. Jost starts it on the and of 2, which means we're going to have and triplet, 3 triplet, and triplet, 4 triplet, and triplet, 1 triplet, and triplet, 2 triplet, and triplet. And then we've got kind of a space at the end of the bar. Put that into context with some time. I'll do it really slowly without the metronome, and we'll see where we start. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. That's the last note of 2 triplet in the second bar. Follow the PDF along, it's a lot easier to read it than it is to explain it. What we do is once we've played that bass drum note, we're going to squeeze a cheeky right hand in here to get a kind of a flammed kind of thing coming out in the left hand, so we get this. He's then going to play a left-handed double paradiddle. That takes 3 triplet, 4 triplet, and our bar is finished. That subdivision change makes the groove or the fill go from really fast and it just drags it back a little bit, which chills it out a little bit. If you're playing all the notes all the time, eventually it just melds into one. So mix up your subdivisions. Vinny's done a lesson on that, so if you go check that out after you've watched this, he'll explain it further. So here's the whole lick plus the double paradiddle at the end. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Now with time, Jost plays this at 120, so if we take 40 beats a minute off it, we'll end up at 80. So it's a good place to start learning this lick. Don't be afraid to go any slower. If you want to go slower, if you want to do it at 40, that's totally cool. Whatever gets you to being able to play this lick up to speed, and no matter how long it takes you, that's totally fine. Here's it at 80. And on that flam, really kind of space it out, make it quite samba-y almost. Get a bit more of an effect. Here's the lick at 100. And finally, here's the lick up to speed at 120. So that's it. One extra note takes a phrase that we know inside out and has been demonstrated 1,000 times and turns it into something brand new. Go do the same thing with your own licks and your own fills that you like playing. And remember, hit subscribe, 'cause we've got another lesson coming up next week, and I'll see you then.